So it looks like it could be game over for Xbox very soon. In fact, it could be like a meteor hitting the entire video game industry. That the co-creator of Duke Nukem said he's heard some things about what Microsoft is planning, and it's catastrophic. There are going to be a lot of layoffs, a lot of studios shut down, and this goes along with what Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, was saying a couple of weeks ago. He said that basically Xbox is not profitable. Our video game division is not profitable. We've been subsidizing Xbox for decades. It doesn't make money. It doesn't pay for itself. And there were some rumors that Xbox might sell the brand. They might outsource some of the stuff. And it sounds like it's going to be so much worse than that. This is like the kill shot. This is the meteor strike. This is going to rattle the video game industry as we know it currently to its core, if this is true. And I have to disclaim that, if this is true. But everything we've seen points in this direction. That the end of Xbox as we know it, and possibly the end of AAA gaming as we know it, is coming very, very soon. So let's talk about this latest report. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. If you'd like more Clownfish TV, go to more.clownfishtv.com. That's more.clownfishtv.com, and check out the audio version, the podcast version on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to music, wherever you listen to podcasts. Look for Clownfish TV podcasts. So we're going to get right into it. This is coming from Pirate Nation on X. George Broussard, not to be confused with George Papard from the A-Team, says he has heard from an internal source that Xbox could close several studios and it will be like the meteor that took out the dinosaurs. He isn't sharing the names, but says the information came from someone inside the company. Broussard says that if the information is true, if it's true, it could be the biggest round of layoffs the video game industry has ever seen. He also claims that even the studios that stay open will face layoffs. If it's even close to true, and this is coming from the inside, this will be the largest single layoff event in video game history. Xbox is going to be supremely unpopular for a very long time, and the devastation is going to reverberate like the meteor that took out the dinosaurs. This is going to be if this is true, and we're going to go out to this Vice article on it. If this is true, this could be the end of AAA gaming, because I don't think AAA gaming is sustainable. I think occasionally you'll get something like a Grand Theft Auto, but for the most part, $200-300 million on a game that may or may not be profitable, that may or may not be popular. It's a terrible way to run a business, right? I mean, you're better off spending 20, 30, 40 million dollars on the game. You can absorb the losses better. And most of the games that the kids are playing now aren't these ridiculously overpriced games. It's some of it's slop or slop adjacent, and that's still making money. Or it's an indie title, a plucky indie title, something like that. I really think we need to roll back the clock, and I think this might be the event that does it. Again, this comes from Vice. Xbox layoffs could be the largest in gaming history, says Insider. George Broussard claims the upcoming Xbox layoffs could be the largest in history. Here's what's going on. And this guy, again, is the co-creator of Duke Nukem. The latest rumor comes from Duke Nukem co-creator George Broussard. I just got word of a list of Xbox studio closures. No, I'm not posting them. If it's even close to true and it's from the inside, this will likely be the largest single layoff event in video game history. Xbox is going to be supremely unpopular for a long time. This wasn't alarming enough. Broussard then revealed that Xbox layoffs will also include active studios that aren't being closed down. If he's correct, then we could possibly be looking at thousands of employees losing their jobs. For reference, the Xbox layoffs in January of 2024 following the Activision Blizzard merger included 1,900 employees, almost 2,000 people. So if this is really the largest layoff in history, we could be looking at higher numbers, which is devastating. It's a really, really bad time to work in the AAA gaming industry. And again, this is Microsoft is telling you what they're doing. Satya Nadella is telling you what they're going to do. He was kind of chuckling about it the other day, last week or the week before, whenever it was, he was talking to people and he basically said Xbox makes no money. He said YouTubers. He literally said YouTubers make more money off of Xbox than we here at Microsoft make. And the fact that he said that out loud means, yeah, and this is a huge mistake and we're going to correct it. So there were rumors that Asha Sharma, the new boss at Xbox, that she was brought in basically as hospice. And a lot of people got excited at first. They're like, oh, look, they're bringing the green logo back. Oh, look, Xbox is going all caps. Oh, look, they're listening to us. They're listening to the balance sheet and the quarterly reports and the P&L. That's what they're listening to. And she might do the best she can do with Xbox. It might be, she's more of a brand manager. But remember, her background is in AI. She doesn't come from a gaming background. She comes from an AI background. And that's all Microsoft cares about at this point. That's all Satya Nadella cares about is AI. He will burn the company down. And I've been covering this. He will burn this company down chasing AI. So he's looking at like, we're making more money over here. Actually, AI is not profitable either, by the way. It's not doing very well. But he's like, yeah, we'll burn this company down. We'll burn it down, chasing AI, and Xbox is getting in the way. I could totally see them maybe selling Xbox. I think they should sell it to Valve maybe, and then they can call their Steam machine an Xbox because it's a box. Just throw a green X on it, and there you go. Now it's an Xbox, right? But something bad is coming. In a separate report from Jason Schreier, the Bloomberg reporter revealed that the Xbox layoffs will be happening at the end of Microsoft's gaming fiscal year. While he didn't give a specific date, players were able to figure it out based on previous Xbox reports. So layoffs could start on June 30th, today or tomorrow. In 2025, for example, the fiscal year ran from July 1st to June 30th. However, some speculate Microsoft could wait until the financial report on July 29th to begin terminating contracts. Regardless, it appears that the record-breaking layoffs will be happening very soon. So within a day or two. Actually, by the time I get this video up, it might already have started. Interestingly, George Broussard isn't the first to raise alarms about the upcoming firings. Back in May, multiple reporters called the layoffs a bloodbath and described them as catastrophic. While this doesn't confirm Broussard's recent claims, it certainly adds weight to them. If any of this is accurate, the gaming industry might experience the most devastating loss of talent in years. I told people, I said it feels like we're in the middle of a video game industry crash. It's basically the modern equivalent of what happened with Atari back in the early 80s. And they said I was being alarmist. They said that, no, that's not happening. You stupid YouTube chud, whatever. I look for trends. I am older than a lot of YouTubers. And I've always been very interested in economics and numbers. And so I'm looking at the numbers and I'm like, none of this makes sense. You can't spend $200, $300 million on a game, make $50 million back, and then make another $200, $300 million game that's going to lose more money. None of it makes sense. And it makes sense now because Microsoft is basically saying we're subsidizing these games. So that is not going to continue because they need all that money for their AI shit that they're doing. So let's go out to X. We got a whole list of reactions here. Xbox faces massive layoffs and studio closures as fiscal year ends. They said that several game studios will be shut down. Double Fine, Undead Labs, Compulsion Games, Ninja Theory, potentially up for sale to save around 435 jobs. The move follows a $500 million revenue drop over 5 years and aims to trim an overextended roster, putting projects like State of Decay 3 at risk. While some see it as necessary refocusing, others warn of a devastating blow to talent and fan goodwill. Yeah, I said Xbox is not going to be popular. Grimaldi says Xbox hires an Indian woman as the CEO. Xbox, I'm going to say Xbox people claim she's going to save Xbox. She shuts down all their studios, dismantles Xbox in 4 months. Yeah. That's what the original report was. Again, look at her background. Her background is in AI. She doesn't, I think she games. I do think she is a gamer, but I think she is also a hospice nurse, and that's what she was brought in to do. 100% is to shut Xbox down. Grum says it's so over. This will likely be the largest single layoff event in gaming history. Xbox, a list of studio closures has been allegedly leaked from an inside source, according to George Broussard. Jez says State of Decay 3 has more wish lists on Steam than a lot of Xbox's other games. Canceling it makes no sense at all. Yeah, it does. Because at this point, you just throw whatever isn't nailed down, you throw it overboard or sell it off. So it's not, I don't follow him. We should follow him. All right. This was 19 hours ago. Pirate Nation also said Microsoft could reportedly shut down 4 Xbox studios if it can't find buyers for them. Who's going to buy them? Who's going to buy them? This is how we got to this point, is all these mega corps, the Microsofts and the Embracers, and, they all bought up these studios, these independent studios, and they centralized gaming, and now everybody's going to lose their jobs. This should be a huge warning to anybody. Like, I understand it's very tempting to just take that money. I get it. In some cases, you might have to, but now we don't have nearly as many independent studios out there. Everything has been centralized under these huge corporate umbrellas. And when they decide to cut, so, see also Disney. We don't have a whole bunch of independent creators, content makers making stuff, the George Lucases and the Jim Hensons, and it's all been centralized. And then when Disney decides, doesn't want them anymore, they just, mothball it or sell it off or whatever. And that's what's going to happen here. And Double Fine Productions, man, they've put out some good stuff. This is crazy. So yeah, I think this is going to be catastrophic. I'm not surprised. Again, based on what the CEO was saying the other week, it just sounds to me like he's saying the quiet part out loud. He's like, Xbox doesn't make any money, and this is a problem. This is a huge problem. We're going to correct it very soon. So I'm going to wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.